ఇక్కడ ఓబీఎస్ పెట్టుకోవాలి, అక్కడ స్టూడియో పెట్టుకోవాలి. కరెంట్ పోతే కూడా ఓబీఎస్ స్టూడియో పోయినా పెద్ద ఏమి ఉండదు అసలు. అది యూట్యూబ్ సర్వర్స్ నడుస్తుంటుంది అది. హలో హలో
type of ecosystem in Indian context. So with a few people, educate us, they can inculcate us. We are not in a position to listen their words. But definitely, after experiencing this pandemic situation of COVID-19, everyone should have to concentrate this domain. I think that in future also, we should have to expect such ecosystem in Indian context. Definitely that is. So in this point of view, our resource persons, particularly what I have to say, that insist that variety of initiative measures for developing the startup and entrepreneurship in Indian context, they would have to stress. And also in this connection, I am going to say a few words about our incubation center in our college campus. Our center is a Center for Innovation, Incubation, Entrepreneurship, which was formally established in 17/7/2017 by our founder, Chairman Lakireddy sir. The main objective of this center our principal, particularly our principal, insists that to develop such type of ecosystem in our college campus. Then only there is a possibility to change the perceptions of the students from job seeking to job creating, that is. And also, it is only, we're relying on any funding agencies here. Our college should have to support funding related whatever it is here, our center. And also it is already registered under Section 8 Companies Act 2013. Now our center is a corporate for leading a variety of job activities from ideation to marketing. That a journey, it is a very long journey. It is ideation, innovation, incubation, prototype, startups, entrepreneurship, marketing, patents related, whatever it is, we are trying to help in each and every dimension. And we have good mentors also. Internal point of view and external point of view, have good mentors, we have good experts to take their help for strengthening such type of ecosystem in our college campus. And also we have structurally, we have some systematic procedures, we have directors, we have faculty coordinators, we have student coordinators, we have in each and every dimension. And also we have MOUs with some premier institutes, IIT Bombay, IIT MHRD, Atal Ranking Institutions on Innovation Achievements, Atal Incubation Center, SK University, Sri Krishna University, Anantapur, and others. The major activities of our center to provide support innovatively to our students and patent related, mentoring related, prototype designing related, our faculty and the externals also would have to take their help regarding this type of development. And also some projects are also going on in our campus. For example, the present projects are Trendy Nut and Smart Kinvi, Smart Socket and Smart Bin. And where we feel the team, where we feel the product is more worthy, in the sense we would have to provide nominal funds to this development. And also would have to take some projects are also going on in our campus. So present projects are trendy nut and smart in we smart socket and smart bin.
Agriculture related also.
And where
We already
feel
followed
the
that
key,
as,
where we
what I
feel
say
the
that
project is
crops
more
related
worthy,
to azolla
we have
grass
to
and
provide
mushroom
nominal
grass
funds to this
to the
development.
campus by
And
supporting the
also,
Incubation
we have
Center.
to take
These
some
were
projects
everything
also
before
going
the
on in our
corona
campus.
pandemic
So
situation.
present, and also
So we were in a
present
supply azolla grass to
projects are
supporting
trendy
of
nut
food
and
company.
smart in we smart
These are all
socket and smart bin.
agriculture related.
And where
we already
feel the key, where we feel the project is more worthy, azolla grass to provide nominal funds.
However,
the campus by
we have
and also
gaps.
we have to take
This
some
is
projects also going on
regarding
in our
the
campus. So
and
present,
regarding
present projects are trendy nut and smart in we smart socket and smart bin. And where we already the key, where we feel the project is more worthy, azolla grass to provide nominal funds.
However,
the campus by
we have
and also we have to take some projects also going on in our campus. So present projects are trendy nut and smart in we smart socket and smart bin. And where we already the key, where we feel the project is more worthy, azolla grass to provide nominal funds. the campus by and also we have to take some projects also going on in our campus. So present projects are trendy nut and smart in we smart socket and smart bin. And where we already the key, where we feel the project is more worthy, azolla grass to provide nominal funds. the campus by and also we have to take some projects also going on in our campus. So present projects are trendy nut and smart in we smart socket and smart bin. And where we already the key, where we feel the project is more worthy, azolla grass to provide nominal funds. the campus by and also we have to take some projects also going on in our campus. So present projects are trendy nut and smart in we smart socket and smart bin. And where we already the key, where we feel the project is more worthy, azolla grass to provide nominal funds. the campus by and also we have to take some projects also going on in our campus. So present projects are trendy nut and smart in we smart socket and smart bin. And where we already
initiatives because nowadays our Indian government is very much keen in promoting the incubation and entrepreneurship in all the educational institutes. Why? Because even if every student, every stakeholder studying and going going out as an alumni because nowadays going for the industry, Indian government and working is for very hard. Much keen. But see, we have seen that today in the pandemic situation for the in last all the education 8 educational months, institutes. No why? Because is, even if every student, every stakeholder studying and going at home, working from home, going and out, they don't know what to do and because nowadays going for the industry, Indian government so everybody and working very much keen. But see, we have seen that today in entrepreneurship and in all the education 8 educational institutes. Why? Because even if every student, every stakeholder is studying and going at home, working. Economy of the nation. That is very important. That is very important to build the economy of the Indian government and the nation, and so that everybody is possible to live very happily. That is very important. And our today's guests are very fortunate enough to have in our college to promote what are the research facilities and the important to build the economy of the Indian government and the nation in their and mindset. So that everybody is possible to live. That is very important. And our today's guests are very fortunate enough to have in our college to promote what are the important to build the economy of the Indian government and the nation in their and so that everybody is possible to live. That is very important. And our today's guests are very fortunate enough to have
Manoj Gautam and
our college to promote what are the important to build the economy of the Indian government and the nation in their and so that everybody is possible to live. That is very important. And our today's guests are very fortunate enough to have
Manoj Gautam and
our college to promote what are the important to build the economy of the Indian government and the nation and so that everybody is possible to live. That is very important. Guests are very fortunate enough to have our college to promote what are the economy of
that idea we have
Namaskaram to all of you. Good morning. My name is Vikas Mandral and I am founder, director and chief marketing officer of a company known as Solution Buggy. So what I think is, unless and until we know the context, unless and until we know what is going to happen in the next 20 years or 30 years, the trends which are shaping the business, it's immaterial to talk about innovation, business, or even, entrepreneurship. So my discussion today, first of all, would be focusing on what would be the trends that will shape the world economy in the next 20 years, around which businesses will be built, around which entrepreneurs will build companies, businesses will be built. So then I will talk about my company Solution Buggy, which is an innovative concept, and we have created a niche in the market and how we are developing entrepreneurship. And then we can talk about some reflections out of these two discussions. So I have a presentation to share.
Sir, sorry for the interruption, sir. Sir, our
Welcome to all of you. Good morning.
Dr.
My name is
T.
Vikas Mandral and I am founder,
co-convenor
director
of the
and chief
program,
marketing officer of a company known as
is going
Solution
to
Buggy.
read the credentials
So
of our
what I think is, unless and until we know the context, unless and until we know what is going to happen in the next 20 years or 30 years, the trends which are shaping the business, it's immaterial to talk about innovation, business, or even, entrepreneurship. So my discussion today, first of all, would be focusing on what would be the trends that will shape the world economy in the next 20 years, around which businesses will be built, around which entrepreneurs will build companies, businesses will be built. So then I will talk about my company Solution Buggy, which is an innovative. Then I will talk about my company Solution Buggy, which is an innovative.
And had held key positions in L&T Construction and TE Connectivity and SKF Group. His previous stint was with SKF Group as General Manager India, Middle East and Southeast Asia, responsible for global business and team assignments. He is a keynote speaker and moderator in different global and domestic events organized by CIIE, PhD, and SIATI, etc. He has presented more than 15 white papers on global strategy, international business leadership, supply chain management, etc. in various forums. Mr. Mandral is an avid writer and his articles have been published in newspapers and various leading industrial magazines. Sar's area of expertise is international business, business strategy, business development, partnerships and collaborations, aerospace and defense and manufacturing industries. Sir, really, we are very much delighted to have you on our online platform, sir, Mr. Mandral, sir. And secondly, I want to read out the brief profile of Dr. Sharmili Mane. Dr. Sharmili Mane hailed from Kolhapur, Maharashtra, and awarded her PhD in chemical engineering from Curtin University, Australia in 2018, and Master of Technology for Bioprocess Technology in 2012 from Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai. Distinction with 9.79 CGPA and a Bachelor of Engineering, Biotechnology, in 2009 from Kids College of Engineering, Kolhapur. She is taking key roles in various capacities for the following research and business organizations. As a director of YD Mane Research Center, Kagal, Kolhapur, and as a founder director, Pure Me Organics Private Limited, Kolhapur, as a mentor board member, Government of India, OPEX Startup Accelerator, Kolhapur, as an academic and management consultant to the Kagal Education Society, Kolhapur, as an advisory board committee member for D.Y. Patil's College of Engineering, Kolhapur, as a head and research and development for Steps Mushrooms, Kagal, Kolhapur, and as visiting faculty for Department of Technology, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, and as a research mentor for Curtin University students, Australia, since 2016. And her research area of interest, bioprocessing of secondary agricultural products, design and development of downstream processes, and for biopharmaceuticals, process optimization and characterization, analytical methods development, and agricultural technology. She has been conferred with various awards and fellowships, 2019 Australian Research Council Linkage Grant, and 2018 recognition and publication of PhD research work, and 2017 Curtin Commercial Innovation Award in Health Sciences, and 2016 Postgraduate Research Excellence Awards, and 2012 received travel support to present research paper in SBCN at Bordeaux, France, and 2012 she has been Praharaj Manoj Memorial Award been conferred to her, and in 2010 Madam got qualified in GATE in Biotechnology, All India rank 168 with 98.5%, and we welcome ma'am for this very good webinar, and we are really pleasant, ma'am, to have you on our platform. And thirdly, I want to read out the profile of Mr. M.S. Manoj. Mr. M.S. Manoj is from Bangalore and graduated from Visvesvaraya Technological University, Belgaum in Computer Science Engineering and MBA from Manipal University. He has grown from software engineer to CMO of a software company, namely Lehman Technology Private Limited, Bangalore, and he had a rich work experience to his credit. He is self-made and initially has worked as software developer with MNCs like IBM, HP, and Cisco, and later by gaining more experience and competencies in his career, has established his own software company. Okay, Mr. Manoj is also very instrumental and key member of the following professional bodies, like as president for Republic Chamber of India and as a director at Intel Skill Development Center and mentor for Links India Infrastructure Management. Okay, Mr. Manoj Garu, welcome you, sir, for our webinar. And really, we are very much fortunate to have you on our platform. And finally, I want to read out the credentials of Mr. Senthil Kumar. Okay, who is a very instrumental to make this particular program come true. Okay, he is a social entrepreneur and catalyst. And Mr. Senthil Kumar is from Vellore, Tamil Nadu, and his main focus to make young generation as social entrepreneurs and to contribute to the society by different means. He worked as a director for Integrated Marketing and Producers Association based at Bangalore. Also mentor for Krishnamurti Foundation, Coimbatore, and mentor for Atal Incubation Center, Sri Krishna University, Anantapur. At present, he has been advisor for Dr. Arunachalam Charitable Trust for both Tamil Nadu and Karnataka states. He is a very good innovator in using lantana, a scientific name of bamboo kind of material for designing and manufacturing furniture and various kinds of home decor. Sir, really we are happy to have you, sir, for this program. And our principal, sir, normally you used to tell us during this pandemic period also, these kind of webinars are really benefiting not only our college, even the academic environment, because these kind of programs, without making any kind of movement, the resource persons can also share their knowledge. It is a wonderful opportunity, sir. When we see and perceive this kind of a pandemic situation like Corona, we can exploit this kind of opportunities from the people, sir. Really nice to have all four of you, sir, on our platform. And I am handing over my mic to, Dr. Narendra, sir.
Sir, meet lo unnar, sir. Meet lo unnar.
Thank you, Venkateswara garu. Now I request Vikas Mandal sir to start the session.
Thank you, sir. So once again, a very good morning to all of you. So I will share my presentation now.
Please, sir, please.
So are you all able to see my screen?
Governor, but in
Yes, sir.
So is the screen visible?
Visible.
Okay, so I'll start. So as the topic is about innovation, startup, and entrepreneurship, I am from aerospace and defense background, and that's why I see the technology development, technology innovation. It starts from aerospace many a times, and then it goes to a different, kind of sector. Just to give you an example, we talk of fly-by-wire. So fly-by-wire is where, instead of mechanical linkages, we have electronic signals going to the other point, and then that electronic signal giving rise to a mechanical movement. So this is known as fly by wire. It started in aerospace, and now it's drive by wire in automotive. Similarly, if we see internet itself, it started from defense application, and today it has become a part of life. So that's why when we talk of innovation, I think of aerospace and defense, and that's why this background. So the sequence in which I will go ahead is self-introduction. I'll talk about myself, and then I'll also talk about uh, trends shaping global economy in the next 20 years. What's going to happen, and how the economy will be there. We talk about where we are in Indian economy, what would be future, and why we need to be focusing on startups and innovation and entrepreneurship at this point of time. I'll talk about our platform, my company, Solution Buggy, which is a startup, and we are working in a and we are trying to make an unorganized sector digitalized and organized. And then we will talk about reflections of whatever we have discussed in some points. So this is in general my profile. I started from a government job. I worked almost 6 years there. Then um, and it was a purely technical work. Then I went to more of business side, where I worked for Larsen and Toubro, Connectivity, and SKF, which are multinational companies. And then I started my own startup. Other than Solution Buggy, I'm also associated with a lot of small and medium scale enterprise in different capacities. As a director, as an advisor, and as a consultant. So I'm helping a lot of entrepreneurs to uh, come up, to start up, and to start their business. Most of them primarily in manufacturing sector, in different fields, but then I do advise a lot of companies. So recently we also in Solution Buggy started a webinar session, especially during pandemic. So I myself have mentored almost 100 plus entrepreneurs who want to come into manufacturing. Other than this, there were other initiative also in automotive sector, in food processing sector, in pharma sectors, where experts have given guidance or where the market is going and where entrepreneurs should invest in a particular sector, in which products, in which areas, where growth is going to come in India. This is in general about my education, so purely a technical background with management experience. So why I covered this topic today, trend shaping global economy, is we talk about business, but it is immaterial to talk about business unless we know the context in which we are talking about, how it will change. So I would say these are the four major forces that are going to drive the global economy in the next 10 to 15 years. Shifting of economic power, accelerating technological changes, the aging population, and system-wide transformation. So I have a detail about each and every sector, but then before that, I want to tell you about how things have changed over the last 100 years. So if you see around 100 to 200 years back, the focus or center of gravity of the GDPs, if we see, and most of the mechanical engineers, they know about how to find out the exact coordinates of a center of gravity. So if we see different countries and GDPs and then try to find out the center of gravity, say 200 years back, it was around Asia. Gradually it shifted to Europe and then to America. But then what we see is the economic power or the center of gravity is again shifting towards east. And this time it took almost 180 years, 190 years to shift from Asia to say US. But then if you see the shift back, it's happening in last 20 years. So first of all, there's a shift, but the speed of the shift is also increasing very quickly, which means the growth is going to come from Asia. Of course, from China, but also from India. And why is the growth coming from? The growth is coming because the number of middle class people which are increasing in these developing economies. So this is just an estimate of what is going to happen. So if we see 2.4 billion consumers will be added in next 10 years to talk about. So these 2.4 billion will consumers will bring a lot of consumption, and that will drive the growth. But if you see 1.6 to 3.6, which is around 2 billion consumers are going to come from Asia itself. So the growth engine of the world will be Asia. There will be 2.4 billion new middle class consumers by 2030, and that is bringing the growth in the world. So this was the first point. Why the economic power is shifting from west to east. The second is rapid urbanization. If you see Shenzhen, this is an area in industrial area in China. You see the 1980s picture and 2016 picture. It has transformed. There's a big metamorphosis. Which you can see that how there were onion grown in that area, and now today it's fully international. And this is not just happening in Shenzhen in China. This is happening in 250 cities around the world, and many of them are in India. We are not talking about the big cities like Bangalore or big cities like Delhi, NCR or Chennai, which have already grown. We are talking about the tier 2 cities which will bring in the change. We are talking about cities like Ahmedabad, cities like Indore, cities like Coimbatore, which will bring in a lot of change, because the growth will come from these two, these tier 2 cities. The third reason for change in economic power, as you see, is what I told. In 2025, almost half of the world's billion-dollar plus companies will be headquartered in emerging markets, 40% of new companies in Asia. So if you see in 2010, 73% of the $1 billion revenue companies were coming from West, and only 27% were coming from emerging economies. But if you see what is going to happen in 2025, the scenario is completely going to change. And that too, we know those companies who are growing, and we see new age entrepreneurs becoming billionaires in 30s in India. We talk about Oyo, we talk about Flipkart, we talk about a lot of new, we talk about Ola, we talk about a lot of new generation entrepreneurs, the first generation entrepreneurs who are bringing in a lot of value addition, a lot of business in India. And why all this business is coming is because of those consumers. So we see the companies growing. So we have micro industry, we have small industry, we have medium industry, and then we have large industry. So what we see is, in India, if we see the number of half billion revenues companies in the world, it's hardly 500. But if we compared it with China, it is around 1,500. So it is almost, I would say, 3 times bigger companies than India, which means that India needs much more bigger companies. Now, how do these bigger companies come up? So when they grow, a micro company changes into a small company. A small company grows into a medium company, grows into a large company. So this is how it goes on. I'll just give an example of how things are changing. So if you see in 1930s, the Standard and Poor Index, say the average age of a Fortune 500 or a top 5 S&P top 500 company was 100 years. But today, if we see, it has reduced a lot. So what we used to say is that developing a sustainable competitive advantage is no more valid. So if a company taking it over and bringing it to another level, so this is in general more use and at the same time being economical. So a lot of businesses, lot of entrepreneurs, or a lot of business ideas will be revolving around these global resources. We talk of now technology shift. If we see in 2010, the number of connected devices have exceeded the human population. So, and it's going to increase more and more devices come into picture, which means technology is going to be the key area for us to be connected. We see a lot of people getting connected through technology. We see a lot of sales. We see a lot of transactions, financial transactions happening over platforms. So the technology is going to be the key initiative, key thing for all of us, which will be a major part of the business growth. On the other slide, I see disruptive technology will have enormous impact by 2025. And we see economic impact of 12 most significant disruptive technology. We talk about mobile internet, because internet was available on mobile. Now lot of things have become much more easier. We talk about automation of knowledge work. We talk about Internet of Things. We talk about cloud technology. We talk about advanced robotics, and these are the ones. But then 5 years down the line, when we go and we see this, the list would be completely different. And we would think, 5 years back, we were not even thinking about this as a disruptive technology. But today, it has changed a lot. So these are the economic impact on most disruptive technology. And what I mean to say from this side is technology is going to be a key, and business need to take care of technology while they make their business strategy. We talk about changing in business. So in 1990s, if you see the top companies in the world, you see GM, Chrysler, and Ford in 1990s, they were making around 250 billion revenues with 1.2 million employees and 36 billion market cap. But if you see today, say in 2015, who are the top companies in the world? They are the technology companies. You see Google, Facebook, and Apple making $328 billion with just 155,000 people. So, and a market cap of 1,467 billion, which is 28 times out of that. So we see a lot of value addition from each employee. So if you see the market cap per employee or even revenues per employee, it has significantly increased, which means that technology, again, the type of business that were going on, and the type of the effect of technology is going to take place. And then technology is changing the nature of threats to the business. So one more area which we talk about is going to be very, very crucial for the whole world is security, internet security. So and then there's a saying by Eric Holder, who's a former Attorney General of the US, who says there are only two types of companies: those who have been hacked and those that do not know that they have been hacked. Which means your data secret, your data important, secrecy of your data is very important. And that's why we see companies like McAfee, we see companies in this area of internet security becoming more and more prominent. So this was the changing economic shift. Now we talk about another aspect, which is we spoke about change in economic power from west to east. We spoke about technology, how it is changing. Now we talk about aging population. So demographics is something which is very, very difficult to change. The population increase, the aging of the population, the average age of population. So I'll just give an example of how things are going on. So when I joined HAL Lucknow from 2000 to 2003, I was the youngest officer in those 3,000 people for 3 years. And then today, when I joined Solution Buggy, I am a co-founder and CMO here. So I am the eldest employee in the company. So of course, we are growing old is one factor, but at the same time, the companies are growing younger, which means we have much more younger companies as compared to the previous company. So yes, aging population, which is a concern for all of us, more prominent right now in the West, less prominent in Asia right now. But then aging population is very important for business because the proportion of world's population over 65 will double by 2050. The number of people worldwide aged 80 or older will quadruple to 400 million. 80% of people 65 or older will live in low or middle income countries. So what does it mean? What it means is, number one, if we have a bigger aging population, is number one, the efficiency of the workforce that we have will not be that high as compared to a young population. Second thing is the financial burden on governments to support these aging people will be more. And if you see this particular graph which talks about aging will place massive strain on the governments. So this graph talks about the global net government debt as a share of GDP, which is going to increase. In 2050, the debt would be 216% higher than the GDP of the world. Which means this, especially in Italy, especially in Japan, the aging population is a big concern. So today we are not facing it, but then 30 years, 40 years down the line, we are also going to face this problem. So there is a fundamental shift. So when we talk about fundamental shift, it talks about various fundamental structure of the society are being affected. We talk about rising inequality. We talk about polarization of media and politics. We talk about increasing displacement from technology. We talk about increasing displacement from trade. We talk about geopolitical instability. When we say rising inequality, if you see the graph on the right-hand side, we are living in parallel universe. The very few are accumulating more and more wealth as the rest of society is increasing dislocated. We spoke about, so if you see the richest 1% richest, they have so the wealthiest 62 individuals in the world have the same wealth as the bottom half of the humanity, which means, and we also talk about a lot of salaries of top CXOs in companies, where CXOs earn 100 times, 200 times more than the average salaries of the company. So inequality is going to grow. Polarization of media and politics is, earlier 30 years back, we would have a very successful event when, say, around 5,000 or 10,000 people attended. But today, if we have a small, number of people, and we can have a very successful show with 100 people, 50 people, with a very, very focused efforts. So all this is happening. Other than this, we talk about geopolitical instability, and lot of CEOs have concern about this geopolitical instability and its effect on business. We see a backlash for China from the whole world. It's a both business and emotional backlash. We see a lot of people right now, especially in pandemic, focusing on their indigenization. So people who were doing a lot of exports in India just because they were getting, price advantage. Those people in abroad have been given advisory of focusing on themselves and not on the other country. So changing in geopolitical instability is geopolitics is going to be a key factor in the future. We saw its effect when which drives the business, but it is not so today. A lot of other things other than this are also coming into picture. In advanced economies, a larger and larger portion of the population are experiencing flat or falling incomes. We talk about our social problems are also interconnected. The number of global refugees reached an all-time high at the end of 2015. Of course, it is good to have a mix of people in the world, but then not in that way. It's a better, a sad state of affairs of accepting or not accepting refugees. So all this is talking about the geopolitical situation, inequality, which is going to grow. Then in this perspective, what we talk about is how significant is global leadership today. And when we talk about global leadership, it is not about that political leadership that we are talking about. We are talking about leadership in social sector. We are talking about leadership in business. What do leaders do? So what we spoke about till now is what leaders do. But now the next century is going to be who leaders are. So what leaders do and who leaders are two different things. So what leaders do has more effect on the activities, the actions. We spoke about Jack Welch. All of us know about Jack Welch and GE, how he transformed the company into a multi-billion business plus, which was profitable, and how he had that chart of Six Sigma, where he used to make remove people who were beyond a certain efficiency level, and then next year, every year he does it, and then he makes the in the whole process he makes the his organization much more effective. But then what happens is, what leaders do is more about the process, what they do, but then who leaders are is much more inherent. It is more about the people effect, how resilient they are, how decisive they are, how purpose driven they are, how people see them as a leader. And also a lot of I would say it depends upon the right versus right decision. Right versus right decision is, of course, what is right for the business is not right thing to do. When we say right, it is much more talking about ethics. So the business now will talk, or leaders will be considered those leaders who are much more ethical, who are much more resilient. And we saw that especially in pandemic, where we saw companies. So there were two big oil companies, and I won't name them. So one of them, they removed a lot of people. They gave them pink slips, and then gave good return or to the shareholders. But at the same time, the other one, the CEO came into picture and he says, I'm not going to remove any of my employees because they need they need to run their families. So what they will do, and then he, although the shareholders didn't like it, but then as a leader, as a people officer, chief people officer, he said that of course there would be a deduction, might be a 10%, 15% deduction, or might be there could be a compromise on the variable salary. But then what he could not do, what he said is, I will not remove any of my employees. So this is how things go on. I was also talking, I just was reading in a newspaper about a CEO who, so there was a new vaccine where, there was a way of mm, aborting a cow and then increasing the milk production of that cow. But then the person didn't take that decision because of course on one hand we say a cow is a cow and we don't see it, it's a business. And then if we use this if we abort say in certain weeks and then increase the productivity of the cow, it's okay. But then the other person or the ethical standard says no, it's wrong. So what I mean to say is global leadership is much going to be on who leaders are than what leaders do. So we talk of Indian economy. So this was just what is happening in the background in the world, or what is going to happen and how things are changing and how businesses will shape, how entrepreneurs will become. Now we talk of Indian economy and its characteristics. So we see India growing. We see a good growth rate, and we all are fortunate that we are in this phase where the growth is coming up. But then there are structural problems. We talk about insolvency and bankruptcy. We talk about non-performing assets. We talk about twin balance sheet problem, which is over-leveraged companies, bad loans. We talk about trade deficit, and then all of this, and then Corona came in. So we have challenges. We have our own challenges, and this data is slightly old one, which is 2018. But then what we see from India is, I see we were an agrarian society which moved to say a service sector. The growth has in last 20 years or 25 years come from the service sector, especially IT, because we had a growing population. But then what we see is manufacturing is the sector which is going to come in, because today if we see 17% of India's GDP, 16 to 18 rather, if we take 5 years data, so 16 to 18% is contributed by manufacturing sector. But then if we see India has a growing population, and all of us need employment. So how to get that employment? Of course, unless and until everybody focuses on manufacturing sector, because the trend is like this, that from 17 18% the contribution of GDP to economy, it increases to 25%, and then it starts depleting. So there is a big scope of increasing. So 18 to 25% is the scope to which India can take it. And why it start decreasing? Because then value addition comes into picture. So the learning curves comes into picture. So we talk about more innovative products, much more new things. So right now we talk about volume. We talk about employing more and more people. We talk about how do we manufacture things efficiently. And when we reach that 25% level, we talk about more how we make innovative products. So even today we talk about industry 4.0, how to imbibe it, how to make smart factories. But then on one hand we have overpopulated population which is unskilled, not fit for such sophisticated work. On the other hand, we have very number of people who can handle robotics, people who can work on industry 4.0, people who can work on 3D printing. So very few players are there. So there's a niche sector which is absolutely area which is absolutely blue ocean, what we call in management terms, and there are area which is red ocean, where there are a lot of competition, a lot of people, and then I do not see. So where do we want to place ourselves? Do we say that we will gain volume, we will gain from India's growth, and then the focus would be growth? Or we make ourselves a small company which is profit making, and creating something very valuable, very different. We create a niche in the market, or we. So these two strategies, generally in management terms, we talk about are low cost advantage and differentiation. So differentiation is we do something different from the world. We create something new. And then low cost advantage is what we talk about is something which is for the masses. So just to give you an example of Nirma and Surf Excel. So this is a old story written by a management guru known as Mr. C.K. Prahlad, which talks about the bottom of the pyramid. So which says that there is, there is a very, there's a pyramid in terms of the affordability and the number of population. So they say very few people are, able to afford a very high prices. Then there is a middle class which is able to afford still something. But then majority of the people, the affordability is very low. And then when we talk about affordability, we have to make products that suits the local taste. So very cost effective, at the same time having minimal quality which can suffice the purpose. So right now India is especially in this inflection point where we look for products which are not as high quality or do not have special features which are required in India, but sufficient enough and affordable enough for the larger number of people. So growing population is of course important for our importance of manufacturing is important because of growing population, and we want to employ these people. We have less volatile investments because somebody, if he invests in a manufacturing sector, it's very difficult to then change. We are now talking about a lot of electronics manufacturing, mobile shops coming into India. So but then, as compared to service sector, so service sector is more dependent on people, it is more dependent on technology, so systems, softwares, so that can be changed with very quickly as compared to physical investment on machineries, plant, land, equipments. So that's why manufacturing sector investments are much less volatile. Employment plus multiplier effect. So what we say is every 3 jobs in manufacturing sector will give rise to 1 job in a service sector, which means that of course this manufacturing sector, people will create products, people will manufacture the products, but at the same time, to manage this, they need a lot of people who are from who support this kind of a business. And country learning curve, where are we going, are we now efficient enough, and then absence of strong MSME ecosystem. So today we do not have a very good MSME system. The contribution of MSMEs, I think right now is 30% as compared to a developed economies where it is 60%. So the contribution today for when I say MSME sector, it's micro, small, medium enterprises. So they are contributing very less to the Indian economy as compared to other countries, which means they have to do much more. So these are strategic scenarios. I will quickly go to that. And now I come to solution buggy. So I spoke about, first of all, the economic shift, the how businesses will grow. I spoke about 4 trends which will shape global economy, and then I spoke about Indian economy and why we need to focus on manufacturing and what kind of businesses will grow. And then I come to solution buggy. Solution buggy is a platform which connects small and medium scale enterprises in manufacturing sector with a subject matter expert. So we have very small number of small scale industries in India is around 6.3 crore in 2016. So it is growing very rapidly. Sometimes above, in double digits and 11%, 12%. But then is the second largest employer after agriculture, and it employs around 111 million population, which means that small and medium scale enterprise is is very important for all of us to grow. First of all, because everybody who starts wants to start small, unless he has the resources to make it big. So there are two definitions. Once we talk about a startup definition, and one is MSME definition. So a startup is something which is focused on growth. Startup is something which is very new age, where the person who is driving the startup is focused on growth. So, and then MSME is something which is more related to a lifestyle kind of a business. So lifestyle kind of a business is we make the business and we grow it 10%, 20%, 30%. So startup is something which gives an exponential growth. And many a times there have been companies who have made forecasts, but then those forecasts have been invalid because the growth had been much more bigger as compared to what was projected. But at the same time, 10-20% growth is something which is more peculiar about mm, manufacturing sector. So then we see a lot of challenges that are happening that MSME faces. It's related to knowledge and exposure, finance, and others. And then we see a lot of challenges that are coming. And if we compare it, it is compete. So they are not able to compete on a global scale because of quality certifications, because of e-connect. So connect is not much happening. Connect means they are not very well connected to the external world, and then change. So financials are also some issues. So what we do is we connect these industries with the subject matter experts online, and then we also take some projects which are related to helping them. So for example, a casting company will come to us and they say that, okay, I have an issue. I have got with titanium casting. So out of 8,000 experts that we have in our platform, there would be at least 20-25 experts which are related to the field, and we'll share that project with them, and then they get connected and solve their problem. So this is first level of interaction. The second level of interaction is when solution buggy takes up the project and say we are responsible for it, and we take it up and we go ahead. So we do not see anybody working in this small and medium scale enterprise sector because in consulting area as a platform, because it is very difficult. It's like Nirma, a high volume game but a low cost game. So of course, these are the three directors in the company, Mr. Arjun and Guru Prasad and myself, and we come from diverse background. And right now, because when a company is strong, it's the leadership team which drives the company. But then as the startup grows bigger, it's the brand which is built and which drives all the things. So right now it's very important that when somebody finds a company or somebody starts a company, it's very important that the leadership team, number one, is very cohesive. They work very closely with each other, and at the same time develop a network of people who help them. So competition, as I told you, that we are very unique. Almost nobody is working in this kind of sector that we are talking about. So this is what I wanted to ask, tell. So points to ponder for students is, are we doing any value addition versus CGPA? So again, this is a right versus right decision. Should we only talk of percentages, CGPAs, or we see ourselves adding value or not? Is what skills that we are developing, is it of any use in the external market or no? Dearth of opportunities. So India has no dearth of opportunities. Even if we miss the first race, we can always catch up, because it's a big market. There's a lot of growth. There are a lot of opportunity. Create a niche. So work something on what others are not doing. Emotional aspects of choices. So it's very important. Sometimes we say that we shouldn't be attached emotionally to the work that we do, but at the same time, emotional aspect is going to bring in a lot of new ideas, new challenges, new ideas, new ways of working, new business models. And that's why we see nowadays emotional aspect is becoming more and more important for us, and upgrade and keep studying. So this is in general what I wanted to talk with you. So I'll stop here, and then if you have any questions, you can always contact me. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikas Mondal sir. It's a very beautiful presentation. So quickly we move to the next speaker, Manoj Gautam Garu. I request Manoj Gautam sir, please start your presentation.
So good morning, Mr. Vikas ji has said most of the sectors from the manufacturing to aviation to all the sectors he has completed. So I would just to make it in a very short and sweet, like, when there's the other end, the most of the young energetic entrepreneurs are there who wants to become an entrepreneur, who wants to listen what kind of the industries are there, what we going to achieve and how things are going to be. Like, just to bring it on the in a small note, say they have an ability, they have a strength, they have a focus, and they have a determined to do something. They want to create something. They want to get into an entrepreneurship role, and they don't know what they want to do, which path they have to head into, what exactly they have to do, what the innovation to plan. They saturated. They have been it's been scattered everywhere. They have to get into right sector, the right set of industry, what they want to, and how they want to become successful in that particular industry. That's what most of the young students who are listening, they want to get into idea of starting a business. To become this in a very simple note, if you want to do, why there is so much of an incubation and entrepreneurships are happening in the colleges, particularly compared to earlier. Now, if you see, there's a more of an entrepreneurship programs are happening in the colleges, any college across India. There is just so much of a grant has been sanctioned for the students. They've been recognized with the kind of interactive programs what they do and innovation platforms, projects, what the students are doing. There is a recognition is happening for the students. Why is it? It's because any revolutionary movement can happen in the college. Our government is planning for a revolutionary movement for an entrepreneurs to start from the college. So at the age of 22, you're a graduate, you're out of college. Before you could search for a job, you want to start something of yours. How are you going to do that? What are the platforms that you want to get into that? Right. So if you look into the bigger volume, in this pandemic, we understood is not only about starting a business which is a very high equity or very, those businesses also got failed. But there's some small business made it in an innovative concept that's becoming successful. Like, for example, if you take it as what are the availability products are there? Very easy availability products are there. One is an R&D, what you're going to do, and you're going to make it as a project, it's a bigger project. You're going to talk about something you have to invest, you have to do a research, then start developing a project. Certain projects, which is very homemade, which is very available, you have to have a crispy thought to make it reach to the end customer. How do you do that? So you need to understand, for example, if you're taking about turmeric, there is a huge amount of the turmeric demands across the globe. You procure those turmeric and how you sell, how you market, it's your thought. If you want to become an entrepreneur, you need to be a little bit of a leadership role. You need to have a leadership role. You need to have a complete market research. See, before all the young students who are listening, before you could start a business, before you want to get into something I want to become an entrepreneur, I want to do something, you have a passion to do something, that you have to do a little bit of a market study, a market research. Understand what are the things are there, how industries are growing, which are the sectors there is a easy availability of raw materials are there, which are the industry where there is a booming. How could we make the change in this concept? So market research you have to do completely, which if you're talking about the market research, you cannot say that have to do a professional the kind of a research where you have to shed money to understand which sector, what the growth ratio, how. with your students, like, with the kind of a knowledge, acquired knowledge, you can do a little bit of a groundwork to understand how what's available in the market. See, for example, like, there is a simple example I'll give to you. From a generation-wise, we are used to eating the idli and dosa at home. The consumption of the idli and dosa in India is a huge, particularly in the southern part of India. Our daily bread is only the idli and dosa. There's a ID Mustafa, he had come into the picture. This is a technology, it's available, very easily available, this technology. Every homemade, every mother knows how to make a idli batter at home. What he did is, the same concept, he put it in a nice package. And it delivered to all the retail stores. It's available in all next door stores. Where you go there, you come back, travel somewhere, and your mother will say, I cannot cook right now, we'll order from something from outside. Say that, why don't we buy those dosa batter and make at home? The entire family, this is a quick access. You don't need to do a lot of research. You don't need to do a lot of investment on that, which is already available market. Every household knows this one, how to make a idli and dosa. So the same thing, I put it in as a package and gave it to you. Keeping all the preservative and all other norms, all the other norms are secondary. Like, you can look into this market research, analysis, preserve it. All these things are secondary, but the concept, what I'm talking about it, which is easy available, you put it in a package and you sold. This kind of a concept is what makes, like, it captures people. You can capture the market in a bigger way. If I'm talking about, you say that, I can make it at home. Why do I need to buy? There are some percentage of the people who cannot do that at home. They don't know how to do that. There are people who are traveling. There are people who have come from the other cities. The people who have, they don't know how to keep the refrigerator. They cannot do that. But you capture the market for 25% of the market is a big number. So what is available to bring that into a big business module, that is an art. If you start searching, like, I have to do something big manufacturing unit, my investment is 20 crores, my investment is 5 crores, everybody will get scared. Friends, everyone will get scared. How can I invest 5 lakhs? How can I invest 10 lakhs? My family background is not so good. I cannot invest 10 lakhs on this. These products, to make something, that's very difficult. There you get a fear. That fear will kill your entrepreneurship. Make something which is already available. If you have a concept, very big concept, and that your investment is a huge amount of investment. If you run to 100 banks, banks are not willing to give you a loan. Banks will say that, once you show me 3 years of your turnover, then I'll give you a loan. So how are you going to get this one? So to start something, I have an idea, but I don't know how to execute those ideas. If I run to the 10 banks, the bank will say, your project is very good, but show me the turnover. Once you show me your turnover, definitely I'll fund for that. If not, you bring the collateral. You will be thinking, sir, if I have that collateral, or if I have a bank balance, I will not be coming to you. I would have started my business. So I don't have both the things, neither have a property, nor I have money. So that's the reason I have come to the bankers. So if you fund me, I can start my business. From perspective of a banker, if you think, he will think only about your repayment caliber. The same thing if your friend was working in a company, if he's joined in some company for 3 months or 6 months, he will be eligible for a 5 lakh rupees loan. But you are coming with a bigger product or a bigger idea, so you can generate almost on 50 to 100 employment. The banker will not look in that way. He will think that, what's your capability to repay? So that's the banker concept. But nevertheless, you got an idea, beautiful idea you got. You are very aware that, this product, when I give it in the market, people will buy my product. 10 people will buy my product. If 10 people are buying, tomorrow 100 it will take. Next 3 years, my product will reach to at least 10,000 to 1 lakh people will buy. So you have a broader projection. From day one, I'm starting. In 10 days, what I'm going to do? I'm going to do like, all the data, I'll collect which are the people who will eat, who will not eat this product, who will buy. So you have a data. The next 1 month you will do, 6 months. Then again, you go for a 1 year. So in 1 year, how many employees you're going to recruit? What's your, how many computers you required? What's the data you required? So marketing, everything you plan. Then inflow of your funds you will calculate. The next 2-3 years you will have that's a project projection. That is your project projection. How you will give your entire project projection is for the 3 years. What is your forecast? With this forecast, look for, there are a lot of incubation center. You got in your college itself, you have a beautiful incubation center. Like this, there are so many incubation centers are there. There are fundraisers are there. There is a VCs are there, angel investors. He has money. He cannot get into one business. He has huge amount of money, but he doesn't have that kind of energy or the passion to invest in one business. You have a passion, you have an idea, you have a concept. Connect with a VC and give your idea. You tell your VC, boss, invest this much of money for the phase 1. I will develop the project. I will make sure that this much of the growth will happen. The phase 2 of my project, you invest some more. He will do connect 100 VCs, 100 venture capital people, or angel investor. 1% definitely he will decline. 10 people will decline. 50 people will decline your project. You throw in the dustbin. But you have a confidence that your project will hit. You have so much of a passion on your project. The 99th person who's a venture, he will say, yes, I will invest in your company. So he will say, I may not, your requirement is 2 crores. I will not invest 2 crores. I will invest only 2 lakhs. Show me at least a sustainability. Then I will invest 10 lakhs. 50 lakhs. He's not asking your profit. He's saying he say that after I invest 1C, you tell me in the next 6 months what you gonna give me a profit. So friends, that you understand. I'm here only with an idea. I don't have any financial background. I'm from the very below middle class, or I'm doing everything my studies in the scholarship. I don't have even a rupee of money in my account. My family cannot support me, or I'm a middle class. I have a fear of everything where I can fund money, from how to pump that money, whether I'll success or failure. That is one big fear for me. So here I'm looking for someone who has a money, who coming to invest here. Give him a profit. So he will say that, give me 30% of your stake, 30% of your profit, you give it to me, or 50% of your profit you give to me. Somebody was asking me, I don't have anything. If not, my idea somebody else will create. Somebody else will capture my idea. The time lapse is in such a way that if you don't run today, tomorrow your idea is there in the media, somebody else will take it. So he has money, you have your idea, collaborate and start your business. This is one of the way where you can engage yourself and bring it to the next level. Start with your small business concept. Get into that. The next level by level by level, you start increasing. So there is nothing is impossible. All you have to do, a little bit of a pressure and little bit of a strength and dedication and focused. The most important is you have to be extremely focused to get that. Because first 6 months you think that you will go only with a rejection. Next 1 year you will go through a rejection. 1 more year you will say that I don't have anything, whether I'll be successful or not, whether I'll reach to the market or not. The 3rd year your business starts picking up. By the time it comes to the 5th year, in most of your college, who are the boys who have joined to the MNC company, you will be, as an entrepreneur, you will be in a position to recruit them in your company. That's kind of an energy, that kind of a focus you keep it. The guys who are there working in an MNC company, you can pay them the double salary and you can bring it to your company. That's the passion, that's the energy you should have. If you have that kind of energy, that kind of a determination, yes, definitely you can be successful. See, and there is a few things are there. For example, there is a traditional businesses is there. It's a monopoly of the business. Carpentry, electrician, a plumber, These are the kind of, there are this kind of things. There are a lot of monopoly businesses there where there is no, father will be a plumber, by default son will become a plumber. It carries over to the generation wise. They will not train the other people, and other people doesn't want to get into that business either. But these people are in demand. Every household required a switch or electric tube light or something to be changed, and plumbing work every household required. So this kind of a business are the most demand, is a service-oriented business. You can bring all these plumbers and electricians to one platform, and you can outsource to any company. Thus again, then you call it a facility management company. You provide everything. Under one roof, we provide a housekeeping to vendors, to everything we provide. This becomes as a service management, facility management. So like this, there are business opportunities that lies in next door. You have to tap at the right time, at the right moment, with the right potential and right focus. If you tap that, you can win the platform. If you lose, you will be working to, if as an entrepreneur, if you say that, I want to become an entrepreneur and I could not do that, so-and-so reasons, all those things are reasons. If you fail to do today, you will be working under someone to fulfill his dream, not yours. So today, if you want to be an entrepreneur, start working right from today. Understand what's there in the market, each and every pin. Why the people are not buying the big shampoo bottle, why they want to buy the sachet. So what is the ratio? The big shampoo bottle is a 250 rupee, sachet is a 1 rupee. What is how much of a market value goes on buying a 250 rupees, paying a big bottle, and how many people buy the sachet? If you see in your house or my house, how many people buy the big shampoo bottles? How many people buy the sachet? If you go for a travel, will you carry the big shampoo bottle or 1 rupee sachet, 1 rupee shampoo package? So like this, what's the other end the customers require? Only about you selling your product, my product is good, buy, nobody will buy. You have to design something what the other person required. You have to understand what the emotions of the other person, what is he required. So design accordingly, work accordingly. So this will reach you to the higher level. Your margin value might be very less, but your mass volume, if you see, your profit margin is very much more than what you expect. So friends, be focused, understand. So before you do a lot of research. You will break, you will drain, you will break, you will be lack of focus, you will go through a lot of tough time. You have to tune yourself to reach to the right tip of a knife. If you want to, you have to get use of it. And in fact, your colleges will have all these facilities. All the colleges accredited to, and with one or the other incubation center. Make use of all the incubations. What are the availabilities are there? What are free availabilities are there, including your internet to domain to hosting? If you want to do what is free available, use the free availability. Cost cutting, you have to understand the cost cutting. In your college, if they provide you an incubation center, use the incubation center. So if there are incubation centers in ISC, there are NASCOM incubation centers, there are a lot of startup incubation centers are there. Make use of all of that. When you get as a startup, you don't have an idea, but you want to get into this incubation, there itself you will get a lot of idea. You will get a lot of resource from that incubation center itself. Your friend will be there, or a senior who will become a coder. He's a developer. Then you require a developer. Your friend itself becomes a developer with you. So get collaborated, get connected to us. Mr. Sendil sir was corrected me at the time when I was giving a presentation. Get connected to the right kind of a people. Even the guitar, if you need to get a nice music, you have to tune. First, tune yourself. Where the rhythms, where the tuning have to be done, tune yourself, what exactly you require. Understand whether you want to become as an entrepreneur or you want to become as a job seeker. So which is it? If you look into the broad aspects, going further, the job seekers will be difficult to get a job. So you start giving the jobs to everyone. So this will change the Indian history. You will be the one person who wants to change the Indian history. Yes, you can do that. You can make a mark in the history. As being an entrepreneur even from any small town, there are so many entrepreneurs, successful people are there who have been gained from the small town. that is going to be the revolutionary change. Be an entrepreneur, be a successful entrepreneur, use all the resource available, and all the best. And any support, any guidance you require, you are always free to welcome. You can drop me an email. Sirs, please, they will share your email ID. Please drop me an email. I will be there to support. All the best. Thank you for providing me this opportunity. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Very motivational entrepreneur's speech. So thank you very much. Now I would request Dr. Sharmila Mane Madam to continue his presentation.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
You are audible.
Yeah, audible, madam.
Thank you. Thank you so much for providing me this opportunity. I would really like to thank the organizers for letting me share the stage with such a great personalities. I'm really influenced by the Vikas sir's presentation and Manoj sir's presentation. Vikas sir for talking about the future trends in entrepreneurship, and Manoj sir for talking about entrepreneurship spirit. So I would be the small person in front of them who will be talking on my experiences in developing a startup. So basically, I'll share a presentation with few slides where I'll be talking about how I'm working on my startup and what motivated me for the startup. So I'm Dr. Sharmili Mane. I'm from Kolhapur, Maharashtra. Recently, I completed my PhD in chemical engineering from Curtin University, Australia in 2018. And after that, I'm back to Kagal, my hometown, where I established this Vadimane Research Center for Agriculture and Rural Development. I'm working as a director with this research center, then founder director with Pure Me Organics Private Limited, which is like maybe be the startup, and advisor for the Kagal Education Society. Now I'll first start with the Kagal Education Society. Now,
Madam, sorry to disturb. Your video is not there. Not switched on.
Oh, okay, sir. Sorry. Just give me. Can you see it now, sir?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So first I would start with the Kagal Education Society. I completed my PhD in 2018, and then I was back to my rural town, that is in Kagal, to help my family in our education institutes. So the Kagal Education Society is a non-profit organization founded in the year 1960 by my grandfather, Honorable Late Shri Vadimane. This is the website. You can refer to this website. And since then, the vision for this education institutes, establishing this education institute, is to serve the different strata of society by providing them education and to make them financially independent. And since then, KES is growing into educational, agriculture and social sectors by rendering services to more than 15,000 students belonging to underprivileged area and rural areas of Kagal. Kagal is basically situated on Maharashtra-Karnataka border. So we are serving to the students in and around Kagal. And today KES runs host of 22 institutes, including primary schools, secondary schools, colleges, and professional institutes such as technical education, pharmacy, nursing, and agriculture. So being educationalist, my grandfather was also a great farmer with the vision of growing and upgrading farming technology. And continuing this same vision, KES now has entered into its research sector with its recent venture, that is Vadimane Research Center for Agriculture and Rural Development. So initially for the 2 years, I assisted my father in administrating these educational institutes. I studied how educational institute should be, and then I established this Vadimane Research Center for Agriculture and Rural Development. So basically what we do at this research center is we are focusing on agriculture technology, agroeconomics, and socioeconomics development to rebuild farmers' self-reliance and resourcefulness. So I belong to an agriculture family also. So as I belong to the rural area also, I always every day I see the problems the farmers are facing. So we are working on solving these problems faced by farmers by agriculture technology and agroeconomic development. So basically our vision is to form the biggest community of well-trained farmers who can then guide other farmers and their families, leading to agroeconomic and socio-economic development of the society. So we promote agriculture development with the help of science and technology, and we are working on giving services, 4 types of services. So workshops and trainings, basically we understand the needs of local farmers and we arrange workshops and training as per their needs in collaboration with our partner organization. Then entrepreneurship skill development of farmers community, where we are coming year, we are setting up livelihood business incubation center where farmers will be incubated and motivated to market their farm produce. Then we are also undertaking research projects in collaboration with many local and international universities, which will address the agriculture, technology, agroeconomic and socio-economic issues, and women empowerment programs also, where we are focusing more on women participation in agriculture. Now, what motivated me to this startup? Like as I earlier mentioned, I belong to an agriculture and educational family where my family is continuously into serving the society. Therefore, following their footsteps, this research center was established. And through this research center, I interact with farmers and their families and understand the problems they are facing. So belonging to Kolhapur, which is like jaggery capital of India, I have also interacted with many farmers who produce sugarcane as a major crop and would desire to get into jaggery products at their farm gates instead of sending sugarcanes to sugar mills and waiting for the payments. But their major concern which they have shown is non-availability of appropriate technology for jaggery products. That is where I decided to work on a startup which can provide a sustainable ecosystem for processing and production of a range of innovative chemical-free non-hygroscopic food products from jaggery, which can compete with the available sugar products. So this is the startup which I am going to talk about, which is like Pure Me Organics Private Limited. So it will solve the pain of farmers and also it will excite the consumers. So our business model is basically we are empowering the local farmers who are associated with our research center by manufacturing of our innovative value-added products through Pure Me Organics Private Limited to excite the consumer who prefers jaggery in their diet rather than sugar. So basically, I consider sugar as empty calories and jaggery is the calories with nutrients. So there are many people, consumers in the market who are ready to replace sugar with jaggery, but they have shown the inconvenience using these jaggery products due to these 4 A's, which I'm considering as my targeted problem. These 4 A's are causing inconvenience for jaggery lovers, like availability, affordability, acceptability, and awareness. Now, sugar products are available. They are available at affordable cost. I mean, you can see in the picture, the sugar candies are available. Table sugar is available in the sachet. Non-hygroscopic forms of sugars are available. Sugar syrup is available. Sugar cubes are available. But jaggery products are not available in this different range of products. So acceptability and awareness. Now, acceptability and awareness about jaggery and its health benefits, it's already there in the market. But availability of jaggery products at affordable cost, it's still not there, which is causing this inconvenience for the jaggery lovers. So basically, we are targeting these 2 problems, availability of the jaggery products at affordable cost. So we are coming up with different technology where we can produce jaggery products which can compete the sugar market, and so it can give a chance to enter the FMCG market for sugar. So we are collaborating with different institutes, our partner organization for this technology development. And our technology is simple, which can be also implemented at different places in our areas, like democratization of technology, where anyone can, with proper training through our research center, all the farmers can also adapt to this technology to produce these jaggery products. So basically, what is required to do a startup is the journey from idea to startup is you need to understand the targeted problem. Like in the morning session, Vikas sir told about, you need to think about a problem ahead of your time, like think about the future and target the problem. Then think about what your solution can be, which also includes the innovative quotient in it. Then you need to find out your targeted customer, what customer wants. It shouldn't be like you have product and then you are going to customer. You need to think about the targeted market and what your customer want. Market size you need to understand. You need to know who are your competitors and what are the competitive advantages you have with you, so that you can compete with those competitors. Then find out the potential partners for investments, for technology, for marketing. Then you need to have your revenue model and business goal. So basically, this is the small pictorial presentation on how to start a startup. So like in the morning session, it was mentioned, you need to live in the future ahead of your time to think about what you can serve to the society. Then find out what is missing in the world, write it down, work on it, and make your product, make a prototype. Then show it to few people, let's say 100 people. Iterate on the prototype until it makes sense. Discuss with those 100 people, take their feedback, analyze their feedback, and iterate on the prototype until it makes sense. Then you need to find a co-founder or your team members to register the company. Then look for funding. Now, when you have innovative idea and when your company is registered as a startup, there are a lot of fundings available. Which are provided by the government. Now, 6 months before, when I was having this idea, 2 years only I started working on this startup. 6 months before it, everything was like impossible for me, because I was like, what to do, how to get funding, how to approach government for funding. But with the proper mentoring, you can approach the government for funding. So you need to look for the funding. Once you get the funding, launch your product. Then once your product is launched, go to 1,000 users, get their feedback. If those 100 people are coming back to you, then grow 5% every week, and then you can reach to your success. If those 100 people are not coming to you, launch your product again, think why they are not coming, and then iterate on your product and again launch your product. So this is like basic ideas on how a startup should be there. Now, uh, I am working in guidance with Mr. Senthil Kumar, who is again the next speaker, who is director with IMPA Section 8 company and advisor to Arunachalam Trust, mentor also to Atal Incubation Center. Professor Moni sir, he is chairman of Center for Agriculture Informatics Research and E-Governance Studies, Shobit University, Meerut, and former director general for of National Informatics Center, Government of India. Dr. Shivakiran sir, who is incubation manager for Atal Incubation Center, Anantapur, and Mrs. Gayatri, she is the coordinator. She is coordinating between all of us. So you need to have the right mentors at right stage. Like it is said earlier also, you need to network with the right people. So 6 months before, it was like a dream for me now how I should do all these things, how I should approach people. But with the proper guidance of all these mentors, now I'm converting my dream into reality. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of students. I hope few words are going to inspire the students. And like I am also in the developing stage. So even if you at a student stage, if you have problems in understanding those difficulties and how to encounter those difficulties, you can approach me, you can contact me through my email at any time, and I would be able to help you at any point of time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. You nicely presented the point of how the startup can be identified. I mean, the problem and market size. So it's very good, a very nice presentation, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Now I would like to call Senthil Kumar sir to present his views.
Okay. Thank you so much for the organizers of the college and the respected faculty members, teachers who are grooming the future of India. I have to thank the three speakers who spoke today, because they are the practical examples of entrepreneurship. In fact, Vikas has gone the next level of supporting the entrepreneurs with the platform, which inspired me a lot. In fact, Manoj is also doing in his capacity. He he is supporting the other entrepreneurs who is approaching him. That inspired me a lot. And the third one, Dr. Sharmili also, the motto of her entrepreneurship is to actually to improve the farmers' income. So all these three people, I was inspired. So now I have just a few points to tell about my observation about what was the past in a nutshell manner, what is the present happening, as well as what is the future. I will be touching these three things. First of all, I would like to tell what is the problem right now. What is in a general manner. The problem right now is the people are there who are ready to give the resource is not known to the people who are in need. That is a bigger problem. Even despite of this uh, technology era, where we are seeing children from the age of 2 or 3, they start knowing how to use a internet or mobile or anything. Still, I feel we are in a situation where there is we don't know who is the needy person. We are not connected with the giver. I'm talking in case of entrepreneurship. So different models are available. Conventional models are broken now. Now the challenges will be how the new age business can happen, breaking all the myths and prejudices like the product should be available only in a retail outlet or in a wholesale, or the conventional method of stocking when the material is available at cheap and selling it when the price is going up. All these things, it's not the right thing. And of course, the methods of using social media or internet or e-commerce, all these things is going to change the way in a big way. And from this current scenario of COVID also, I found a lot of raw materials are lying in the farmer producer companies which I am dealing with. So the farmer producer companies are not having technology to take forward the raw materials, or that means the commodities or the cereals or pulses, or even yesterday I have received one data which is alarming from the forest department. I received the information something around 140 crores of materials are lying in the godowns of the forest department, which is natural, which is not organic, which is natural, and no buyers. And definitely we all can benefit out of this data, which is that's what I am going to provide now. The scenario, even I even started my work as an advisor for a project in Government of India in 2016. After my 23 years of corporate career, one day I went to an IAS officer to tell. On a Saturday I met him. On Friday evening I got the appointment. Saturday I met him. On Monday, I became the advisor of the project because he told, sir, if you know about this project very well, why don't you join as an advisor? I never know that is possible, but I was appointed as a special officer on duty on Monday itself, and they started giving me all the benefits like a government servant. I was the number 2 in the organization, so I went to the forest. There, I found this lantana camera, which was unutilized by anybody. This lantana camera, I spoke about this opportunity in one university on October 29th, where I gave the data. In India, 7 lakh square kilometer is occupied by the forest. I'm not talking about the total geographical area. I'm talking only about forest area. In the forest area, lantana camera has occupied more than 40%. That means out of 7 lakh square kilometer, around 3.5 lakh square kilometer is occupied by a weed plant. And all of them, that means including the forest, government, or all the officials, are telling it's a problem. But I never saw it as a problem. It's actually an opportunity for us, because we are importing even small items which is made from wood or pine or even bamboo from other countries like Bhutan, China, and other countries, even for making small things like agarbatti. And if I tell you, in one district itself, in this 2017 December, the forest department was able to sell every month 1,000 tons of lantana for a agarbatti manufacturer. Whereas the agarbatti manufacturer imported 1,000 tons every month at a rate of 80 rupees from other countries. Now, in the same district, the state government has allowed from the forest department, and they're getting the raw material almost 1/10th of the price. But it is a win-win situation, because the people who are procuring the raw material, earlier didn't had an opportunity to sell it to a manufacturer. Now the manufacturer is also able to produce the product at a lesser raw material cost. So what I'm trying to tell is, don't look at the West. Don't think about what other countries are doing. Now just think of how much we are importing even for ordinary things. That data is available with me. I'm ready to provide the data. See, exporting and getting income is one thought process. Like what Vikas has told, other things. What we can produce, compete with the global market is very tough, but it is possible. I'm not telling it is not. But imagine whatever we are importing, can we do it with our own raw material with the better technology? That's what I'm talking about. In fact, I gone to the level of converting waste into value. In fact, we are planning to start a center of excellence in Shobit University near Meerut very soon, where it is only 65 kilometers from Delhi. So we are going to showcase what are the products we are importing from other countries. For example, even a small item like a button, the dress materials which we use every year in one particular city in India, in name it Tirupur, it is a cluster where they are offering almost 45,000 crore worth of materials are exported from only that one city because of the textile cluster. And imagine the plastic buttons which we are using in the clusters in India, let it be Surat or Mumbai or Tirupur, it will be more than 1,000 crores per year. And for your information, these buttons are imported. For what we have to import? When it can be done through a simple raw material like lantana, and the manufacturing process also can be made in a very simple manner, like what Sharmili told, appropriate, very economical at the farm level, farm gate level itself, we can do it, and it will improve the farmer's income, as well as technology intervention can be supported by Vikas or Manoj, because Vikas and Manoj have not seen my innovation, only Sharmili knows about my innovation. So what I'm trying to tell is, let us think about local, and this Atmanirbhar, the government what is planning is this MSME. In fact, the 3 days before or 1 week before, because they arranged a webinar about cluster talking. The government, I personally, I established 2 common facility centers, and I was also thinking at utilizing the existing buildings of our own patrons. See, we have around 500 education institutions, our patrons. The educational institutions which we have, they have already building land and everything. They don't know how to use it. So let us not construct new buildings, new everything with our available resources. And the resources which we are not using it, we can convert into a usable one. For that, we have to collaborate. I always use these 3 words, which Manoj already told. I always use these 3 words: collaborate, cooperate, and coordinate. And one more word I want to add, it is co-create now. Co-create is the word which I want to add now. And let it be not only a word, it is possible, because based on my input, I was there in Sitapur near Lucknow. One of the few scientists from Krishi Vigyan Kendra, KVK, they adapted our model, and around 200 women, destitute women who are having some domestic violent affected women, were supported by the scientists of KVK to produce a lot of small items like buttons and everything. Now they are asking me to help in marketing. Rather than making bigger furniture, sofa, or whatever it is, small items can be done with my innovation. So what I'm trying to tell you is, let us not think in a normal way. It's also called as design thinking, or out of the box thinking, or divergent thinking, or whatever it is. So just I'm very much interested to tell the students that there are certain models, like the social enterprise model is there, and of course exponential organization models are there. Nobody is talking about exponential organization. Nobody is talking about social enterprises. It's nothing but collaborate with each other. What is your strength? What is the other collaborator? If somebody is having some infrastructure, if somebody is having some money, if somebody is having some other resource, collaborate with them. For the next 1 or 2 to 3 years, you can, like Manoj told, bankers will support once you are able to provide, prove your balance or all these things. That 1 to 2 or 3 years, you can work with your own funds, get the support from the parents or friends or relatives, pool your resources, put together, then run it for a period of 2 to 3 years. Show, because now government is also supporting, like one district, one product, one scheme is there. I'm able to see a lot of schemes are announced by the government. Sorry to say, the youngsters are always interested only in easy money. They are not ready to put hard work, but it's not wrong. They are pampered like that. As Dr.T.Rajasekhar was telling, it's the parent who are influencing, but it's okay. Even if the class strength is 100, for example, in a class, if there is 100, even if 5 people are becoming an entrepreneur, I'll be happy. So this exponential organization concept is catching up in a very big manner for the past 6 years. Now, during this COVID pandemic, exponential organization is more relevant because wherever, whatever it is available, we have to collaborate, and locally, whatever materials which are unutilized, we have to do it. Why we have to import so many items from other countries when we can make the quality products from ourselves? For example, from Karnataka, iron ore is exported to Japan, and the world #1 company in steel is Akzo Nobel. They are importing the iron ore from Karnataka and selling the same, maybe Manoj knows it, selling the same value-added steel to India at a 5 times or 6 times the cost. So why we have to still be the technologically drained country? We have best brains, we have ITs, we have colleges like yours. So why we have to sell as a raw material? Abdul Kalam was telling in his vision 2020, earlier in 2002 or 3 itself, we are selling raw material and buying value-added products to India. So that is the reason behind. So this cluster formation, this self-help group, or this farmer producer company, or exponential organizations, so many opportunities are available. Now the new age entrepreneurship, the fostering the new entrepreneurs, these colleges are all now giving a platform, and we are all ready to support. So the 3 segments which are going to have a big growth in the next 10 years, according to me, is Ayurvedic and medicinal plants and all other things. Ayurveda items, not the allopathy I'm talking about Ayurvedic items, medicinal plants and other thing. Second one is food items. Let it be spices, or let it be cereals or pulses, and even value-added materials. So concentrate on these items. There are plenty of opportunity available for exporting these items even to Europe. I'll just give a simple example. $60 million biscuits are imported in Europe every month, not every year, every month. And the contribution from India is only 1%. Can't we produce world-class quality biscuits from the resources what we have, and can't we supply even $1 billion? $60 billion is the opportunity, whereas we are supplying only 1 million. It's not even in percentage I can tell. So the opportunities are there. Only thing, the collaboration is not there. And one organization which I love and I will quote everywhere in the world, the example for collaboration and cooperation is Amul. I was there in Amul for 5 to 7 days. Practically, I understood what is happening there. In fact, Andhra government or Telangana government recently, they signed an MOU with Amul to make the self-help groups available in that state to adapt the model. So the Amul model is very simple. That model can be adapted by the students also. If possible, people can see what Amul has done. The last year turnover, they achieved 52,000 crore. I'm not motivating for the turnover, but each and every person involved in the Amul process is an partner in the organization, like a shareholder. So that kind of social enterprise we have to create. Not one person can become an entrepreneur. As Manoj told, or Vikas, or Sharmili, we have to collaborate with others, with the like-minded people. 10 students can join together. At least they can put a savings of 10,000 rupees or whatever it is. Some money can be got as a loan. Some place we can hire, not as a hiring. Some we can ask them some space. So it's not that only with the money or big capital or everything a person can become an entrepreneur. And together is everybody can achieve more. That is a team which I want to tell. As a psychometric assessor, basically I'm a psychometric assessor too. What I would like to tell is to become a successful entrepreneur, more than 16 traits has to be there. It's inborn as well as it can be developed. So I would request most of the people who are attending this webinar or the college people to give importance to psychometric assessment also, to identify the potential entrepreneurs, because none of the incubation center which I am talking about, they never for the employment companies are asking for a psychometric assessment, but have you done it for the incubation? Nobody is telling. Everybody is telling no. So only when you do a psychometric assessment, you will know what is your strength. I don't tell it is a weakness, the gray areas and potential threats, like a SWOT analysis we can do, and we can group together. For example, if 10 people are there, 2 people can concentrate on sales, 2 people can concentrate on marketing, 2 people can concentrate on production, 2 people can concentrate on quality or something like that. So that can be done only if you know the individual strength as well as the team strength. So, so this opportunity given for me to tell something which I know. Thank you so much. And as I'm always there to ready to support for any potential entrepreneur for their linkages, forward linkages, connection and network and anything, I'm always available. Thank you so much.
So, Sindhu sir, shall I share your PPT to show your pictures?
You can show it, sir. Only the pictures you can show. Whatever I have done, whatever appreciation I got it from Lieutenant Governor Kiran Pedi and all. Only that photos.
Right, right.
It was a waste. It was a weed plant available in the forest, which that is converted into a usable material. And my innovation is about. Sir, you can go. My innovation is not in the furniture. This is the existing one which I saw in the forest. Next, sir. Next, sir. This is the existing one which the forest people are doing into before when I went there. So I just wanted to change the way how it is used. Sir. Next. This is the wheelchair which is available in Puttaparthi in Satya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Science. When I went there as a just to see the for some other work, I saw this. They told that this is gifted by World United Nations or so many other people across India. They have 1,000 chairs, which is a combination of a plastic chair and metal one. And it's striked. Why can't I make the chairman of the hospital? I asked him to provide the model. So the next I made from the lantana, which is as strong as a wood. I made this prototype model. In fact, we are working on this with this lantana, which is a plant actually, which is not even a tree. It is a plant, which is a waste one. We are planning to make it electric, as well as we are also in the process of making drones out of this, and so many other things we are planning to help the physically challenged people in India. More than 5 crore people are there in India. So, and I made this model where it can be produced in a jail rather than making in a factory. So then I approached Kiran Pedi madam to allow me to help the or train the jail inmates in Pondicherry. And she was also the reformer in Tihar. All of you know, 25 years before she was doing great reform in Tihar jail in Delhi. So she helped me, but because of the COVID pandemic, I have not progressed fast. Then she told whatever help required to be done in a jail, because inside the jail the people are there idle from the morning to evening as they are the people. In Tamil Nadu itself, more than 15,000 people are there inside the jail who will be serving their term in the jail for the next 10 years. So water, manpower, building, land, everything is available inside the jail. And per person, for your information, how much money you have to pay for a person per day is not more than 80 rupees you have to pay, because the government is already spending for food. So I'm just utilizing the waste plant as well as the people who are waste available there in the place. So like that only I planned. So my model was appreciated. In fact, 2 government organizations are ready to fund. Because of the COVID, I have not progressed. So that's the information I want to give. Next. And these are all the small innovations which I done. Buttons has been made, and so many other small items can be made. Very simple manner. It can be done in a home or in a small units. So that even I was thinking about how physically challenged people can be trained to make it. So my idea is to make a social developmental model where the available raw materials can be converted into a good products with some not much with the latest machineries. With the appropriate machines, it can be done. So next slide, please. See, this data is about alarming. Almost in Indian country, 18 states now more than 40% of the forest is now occupied by lantana, and it is also the main reason for catching fire. So I was actually suggesting to Indian government about lantana camera mission, like national bamboo mission has to be taken place, so that so many people can utilize. They don't know what to do. They are actually thinking lantana as a problem, but I'm seeing lantana as an opportunity. Next slide. Next, please. So if you can see, in India, more than 6.5 crore physically challenged people are there who are not able to afford the cost of even 5,000 rupees of a wheelchair, because the parents are thinking them as a they are not able to think of them as a they are useful. So we can provide accessibility to the physically challenged people, as well as they can be trained to make small items. Of course, the lantana can be removed from the forest, which can be used, which can be an alternative for plywood, weed, in fact bamboo, cane, and other plastic materials, even metals. So it can be also used as a biomass, and lantana camera removed from the forest and restoring it with the bamboo will help restoring the biodiversity of the environment. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. A few questions. Now I request Venkateswarlu, Dr. D. Venkateswarlu to ask questions on behalf of participants.
Sir, thank you, Senthil sir, for your nice disclosure, sir. Nice disclosure, and we are able to get solved so many kinds of apprehensions, sir, related to entrepreneurship, and at the same time, you have touched upon valid points that this kind of 140 crores worth of agricultural land has been remained unused in the forest areas, and so it is very informative, sir. Very informative with facts and figures. So in this context, shall I start with you, sir? Asking just participants are posing very enthusiastically some questions, sir. Just I want to ask those questions, sir.
Whatever we know, we tell. Whatever we don't know, we will search and tell.
Sure, sir. Okay, sir. Sure.
Nobody can tell that I know everything. We can search and
exactly.
also.
That is right, sir. That is right, sir. And one participant has asked, sir. First, we'll start with Vikas Mandral, sir. Vikas Mandral, sir. Because, sir,
Yes, sir.
there is a question, sir, from the participant that you have highlighted one point, sir. System-wide transformation you have highlighted, sir. You mentioned system-wide transformation. So, participant asking that how is this kind of system-wide transformation works out for entrepreneurship development?
Yeah, so system-wide transformation is about the environment, business environment in which business works. So what I want to say is what was valid 20 years back in doing business is no more valid right now. Way back, say 20 years back, it was the capital market which was driving the business. But today it is much more on, geopolitical situation. For example, today we are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat because the situation demands so. Because the geopolitical situation which has come out of the backlash for China demands it for. So what I mean to say from this is the rules which was there 20 years back are no more valid right now. So this talks about system-wide transformation. Also talks about how we prepare our businesses, how we prepare our thoughts on what will be valid in the future and not what was valid in the past.
Okay. Sir, one more question, sir, from the participants that nowadays rapid urbanization has been taking place, sir, from movement of people from rural areas to urban areas. And in this context, when we wanted to focus on the rural areas for using effectively this kind of agricultural farm produce, okay, for entrepreneurship business, when we are losing this kind of talented and like hardworking people from moving from rural areas to urban areas, how can we handle this kind of situation, sir? How can we handle this kind of situation?
I think the answer to it is itself in the topic of the seminar, which talks about entrepreneurship and startups. So entrepreneurship and startups, when it comes from tier 2 cities or rural areas, then of course it will bring in employment over there. So people should not travel from, say, interior areas to over here. So I belong to a place known as Uttarakhand. So this state, most of the people, they migrate from there in search for employment, and I am one of them. So had there been ample opportunities for entrepreneurship, ample ecosystem for entrepreneurship, and today, which is much more better than what it was way back. So it would have been a different story. So if we build in, and also in my presentation, I spoke about tier 2 cities. So if these tier 2 cities or tier 3 cities become the hub of businesses, become the hub of entrepreneurship, then of course this situation will be solved.
Okay, sir. Nice, sir. Sir, there is one more question to Manoj, sir. Manoj, sir. Sir is on line, sir. Manoj, sir.
Yes, sir, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, there is a sir. We have learnt so many lessons from COVID-19, sir. We have learnt so many lessons from COVID-19. Okay, how these lessons can be useful for entrepreneurship, and in this context, what could be the role of colleges or even like government bodies, corporate companies? How can we use this kind of situation? This kind of pandemic situation can also be transformed into as an opportunity. So anything can be added, sir, for your disclosure. That's what the participant is asking.
So, for example, like if you see how the transformation has happened from the universities or a college or the school, the most of the teachers were used to writing on the blackboard. Today, if you see, they are adapted the technology, right? So this is itself is a transformation. The technology transformation is happening in such a way that most of the teachers and faculties, they're not used to coming on online and teaching students. Today they are adapted. So that is our strength, right? So we making that as a progress.
So like this, they have to identify. They have to identify the opportunities, identify the business opportunities. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So each situation there is a opportunity occurs, right? You have to tap the right opportunity to get into there.
Yes, sir. Okay. Sir, you mentioned, Manoj, sir, you mentioned like product design, sir. Product design is also important. So, for which you have given an excellent example for this, like a restaurant you have given. And will it be appropriate and will it be useful for different kind of industries, sir? This kind of product design, whether it is service industry or manufacturing industry. So, how this product design will be impacting the customer preferences?
See, for example, like the product. See, when we're talking about the products, like customers interface what exactly the customer wants, both the manufacturing as well as the service industry, it is applicable. See, because when you manufacturing industry, you have to understand what the customers really need. If a person gives you from the other industry, they give you a design structure, you cannot design as per your wish. So you have to understand what exactly the customer client required, and you have to give exactly what they need. So that is a 99% or 100% you have to satisfy. That is the quality of your product. So even at the time of the service, customer is asking something, and if you do something else, it doesn't match there. Exactly. So you have to be proper. You have to tune yourself and exactly to understand what exact customers.
You mean to say like more customization must take place? More customization must take place.
Yes, exactly. The more customization take place, and you need to understand what exactly the customer needs. Right, so then only you will be able to deliver 100% usable product.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Nice, sir. Nice.
There is one question for Sharmila madam. There are
Hello, can you repeat the question?
Is not audible, sir.
Yeah.
They are asking what is the benefit? What is the benefit? What are the benefits of eating jaggery?
Okay, I guess jaggery benefits are now everyone knows in the market. Like I personally use jaggery in my day-to-day life because I prefer jaggery as calories with nutrients and sugar as empty calories. It's just a white sweetener, you can say, which can add a lot of troubles in your day-to-day life. So basically, jaggery contains more nutrients in terms of minerals which are required for the body. It helps in calcium absorption, which you can say interferes in calcium absorption and causes problems related to vitamin D which can trouble the even immune system of our body. And then I guess the most important thing is jaggery is a complex sugar, and sugar is basically 100% sucrose. So to break down the complex sugar, it takes more time. So basically, both sugar and jaggery are not preferred for diabetic people, but normal people like who don't have increased blood sugar problem, they can have jaggery in their life and avoid their day-to-day health related issues, because jaggery will break down slowly as compared to sugar, and it will increase the blood glucose level but slowly, in slower rate, which sugar increases it at a higher rate. So yes, jaggery has definitely is beneficial than sugar.
How about tooth decay, Sharmili? Do you have any information about how sugar is affecting the teeth, as well as how about jaggery? You have any information?
I have read the article. Basically, jaggery is useful for calcium absorption. So whatever food you take, the calcium needs to absorb in the body, and jaggery helps you with that. So your tooth decay and everything is related to calcium, right? So sugar, it interferes the calcium absorption. So it causes problem like any problem related to bones or teeth. So if you consume sugar in your day-to-day life, you are likely to have those problems in your in like
Later.
future. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Sir, one more question to Senthil Kumar, sir. Sir,
Yes,
there is a question that whether lantana is in the market, or if not, how much time it will take to come into the market? That is the question, sir.
lantana camera is available in the market, but not even 1% of the Indian population knows what to do with that. Everybody knows cane, everybody knows bamboo, but lantana camera is not known to most of the people. That's what I'm very much interested in influencing the central government about lantana camera mission. Bamboo should be there in the land as well as in the forest, because it's almost like a oxygen generator. In the world, two plants, actually bamboo is not a plant, it is a grass, all you know. So one more plant, tulasi. So bamboo and tulasi, they are the biologically they will release oxygen 24 hours. In fact, tulasi is planted in Mars. How many of you know? I don't know. Tulasi was taken in the Mars instrument to see how it can be used in Mars for the future. It will release oxygen 24/7. That's what our forefathers used tulasi plant in our home during the puja and everything. Even Lord Vishnu is offered only Vishnu's favorite plant is tulasi, because our forefathers wanted to provide the best thing for the people, so always they attached the godliness in that. So bamboo is also it should not be cut, it should not be used for making baskets and everything, because bamboo will release more oxygen. In fact, it will absorb more carbon dioxide and release more oxygen, whereas lantana is a weed plant. It can be used for so many purposes, not only furniture. It can be used for so many purposes, but the awareness is not there. Everybody is thinking lantana as a problem. And in fact, from lantana, we can take mosquito repellent liquids from the leaf, from the flowers, we can take micronutrients which can be used for the food industry. Color can be taken. So many medicinal properties are also there with the lantana. That's what I told. 3 lakh square kilometer of lantana is there in India. Even if you calculate per kg as 10 rupees, I don't know maths, I don't know what is the value. So many plenty of opportunities are there in lantana. If your institution wants to have a center of excellence like converting this lantana into this thing, I'm ready to provide my technology service like what I'm doing for the university. Maybe students can design much more things better than what I thought. So I'm offering this opportunity. We can get funding also, grant also from the Ministry of HRD. I know the top officials in Delhi. So if you want to write a proposal, I am ready to support.
Thank you, sir. Now I request
there is one more question. There is one more question, sir. For Sharmili ma'am, sir. One more question. Sharmili ma'am. Ma'am, one mechanical graduate, okay, has been asking that he has been an average student, above average student, and he is at the same time he has been highly passionate towards agricultural farming, ma'am. Now he's asking, suppose if he picks up his mind towards agricultural farming activity, how can he convince the society and as well as his family to switch to this kind of agricultural activity? That's what his question, ma'am. Because disclosure mainly focuses on agricultural perspective, ma'am. Just I thought of asking this question to you, please, ma'am.
Okay. So I would like to mention, like, I am also from chemical engineering background. I'm not from agricultural background, and I have shifted myself from chemical engineering to agriculture because I was fascinated towards agriculture and helping the farmer society. So similarly, if he had some idea in his mind where he can get support from government or different organization, then definitely his parents also would support and don't care about society, because society is always there to come in between when you progress. So uh, I mean, just keep progressing in your way, and then definitely you will achieve the success. So the important thing which is needed, like, you need to be passionate about something, and if he is passionate towards agriculture, then he should definitely enter into agriculture. Instead of spending his hours in mechanical industry, he should be focused in agriculture.
In fact, in agriculture also mechanical path is there. Using agriculture, you need mechanical engineering knowledge.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. He can use his subject expertise in this kind of agriculture farming also, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice, sir. Nice, sir. He's right. Okay, we'll inform him, sir. There is one more question last week for Sir Senthil Kumar, sir. Sir, like a question, an enthusiastic question from the students. How to move forward and what is the channel for meeting investors, sir? So as you are told rightly, and this kind of material what you are told is Latina, and suppose if the students are really ignited and inspired, and what they are asking and their attention is, what are the channels for moving forward?
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to send all of you the invitation from India International Science Festival, in which I was one of the participants in India International Science Festival. The government of India invited me for my innovation to showcase my innovation. I will send you the brochure right now. Till last year, it was conducted in so many cities like Chennai, Delhi, and I was participating in Lucknow. It was participated by the president as well as vice president, and all the investors and all these people were asked to assemble there. Not only the private equity or venture capitalists, in fact, the government funding organizations like BIRAC is there. Biological, Industrial Research and Academic Council is there. I think you academicians may know BIRAC. BIRAC is there, Department of Biotechnology is there, Department of Science and Technology is there. Something around 60 government departments are there in which they will support the innovations. In fact, there is an organization in MHRD where they will support only for the innovation. And CIIE Incubation Center is very successful in that. So the ideas has to be first showcased. And for this, the opportunity is India International Science Festival, in which right now in this year, they are going for virtual exhibition. So my suggestion to the students, you have to find out the problem first. Search for the problems. Any problem can be converted into a challenge by making that problem into what kind of solution can be given. The third level can be a prototype model, and for that funding is available. Even for an idea, funding is available. That's what I suggested to Sharmili also. She already applied for 3 for her innovative ideas. So what she told is idea into thoughts. It's possible with the proper mentoring. I would suggest to the students to have proper mentors actually. Even before the investing in the investors, who are your mentors will be the first question asked to the entrepreneurs or the students. The people, for example, if I am supporting Sharmili, or if I am bringing few more very reliable people on her mentor panel, the proposal will be looked upon. Oh, you are having mentor from so and so people. So my suggestion for the youngsters: have an idea, have proper mentors, then investment is not a big deal. I have people who are ready to invest. So investment is not a problem at all. Either banking or a private equity or venture capitalist bringing to your college is not a big deal. If you want, I can bring virtually also. They need not come to your place in presence. After this COVID period, we can come. But actually, virtually also we can make. If the people are able to solve the present day problems, and my suggestion will be concentrate on direct to customers model rather than having a factory setup. Somebody can produce. All of you know very well this iPhone which we are buying, for example, any phone, it is not manufactured by iPhone in their own factory. It is outsourced. Only they are concentrating on the marketing. So like Oyo or Ola, anything, it is like an exponential organization where who will produce, somebody will produce, somebody will do the value chain, and only the marketing activity, the idea will be taken care of with the founders. So that's called exponential organization. To start a new company, it's not that the old the concept of you should have a land in building and in your name and all these things need not be there. You can collaborate, cooperate, and investors are there. It's not an issue. Private equity is there, but have proper mentors. That is more important. Then investors will be even brought in by the mentors then.
You mean to say that that idea is being generated from the market, sir, from the market and from the customer itself, rather than the competitors, rather than the competitors and rather than the industry.
I'll just give an example. The Delhi was choked several months before COVID because of the burning of that gas. All of you know, because of the whatever the waste available in their farmland in Punjab, Haryana, they burnt it. Actually, to be very honest, I was telling even to Sharmili, the sugarcane waste can be converted into a bagasse, can be converted into a plate or so many other things rather than burning it. So for somebody it is a problem. So for the other persons, it can be converting into a product. Exactly. So actually, I love to hear more problems. So that is actually an opportunity.
Very nice, sir. Very nice, sir.
One more question to Madam. Whether the jaggery reduces anemia?
Sorry?
Whether jaggery reduces anemia?
Yes, it is high in iron content, so it will definitely help in anemic conditions.
It is true. What she told is true.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request our Dean R&D, R&D, Dr. Krishna sir, to give concluding remarks.
Yeah, very good afternoon. It's a very good session that all the delegates that have given a very good presentation, and they all are excited because how to incubate good ideas and how to become entrepreneur and how to start new ideas and all. So only when the people having a fascinate that towards that new things, and only when they roam around in the villages, that's why that internship and all was introduced. They go and find out the problems in the villages and among the people. Only when if they roam around that people, they find some good problems. What are the problems they are facing, and what are the solutions that they can find out, and only from that innovation, and that could be possible to have an incubation and entrepreneurship research, good research initiatives. So that is very fine, and all the members have given a very good advantage, and I come to know very good points like Babu will give the oxygen level all the time, and the Tulsi also giving. So the Tulsi is using in Ayurveda mostly, and jaggery also, it is a very good advantage, giving iron content. Ayurveda doctors will tell to eat jaggery to reduce the anemia and all. And even sugar, it is very prone to cancer and all. The cancer people cannot consume the sugar and all, to avoid completely the sugar. Not only sugar patients, all the people should avoid the sugar to avoid the infections in the blood and all. So that is very good points and given, and very nice initiatives given today. That thank you very much. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Venkateswarlu to propose vote of thanks.
Okay, sir. Narendra Babu, sir. Okay. So, sir, we sincerely very thankful to our resource persons, sir. Mr. Vikas Mandral and Madam Dr. Sharmili Mane and Mr. K. Senthil Kumar and Mr. M.S. Manoj. Really, it is very exciting, sir. For the last 1 hour 50 minutes, the session was going on very well. And one thing, it has been very clearly what is identified by the participants. That Senthil Kumar sir and other team members, our resource persons, they are very exciteful and whatever we ask, they are showing the way and the way how to solve any kind of problem. And really, in the current scenario, in this kind of situation, though we are meeting them virtually, they are providing us very positive solutions and suggestions, which are very much impacting the audience, sir. So this kind of session is becoming like very much fruitful, sir, and useful for all our participants. And we'll be in touch with you, sir. Specifically, Senthil Kumar, sir, for your excellent contribution, sir, and excellent support. And through your team, you are able to give us, and we are always keeping you in our mind, sir, all the team members, all our resource persons. And it is my great privilege to propose a vote of thanks and for providing your valuable inputs to all our participants with your effective interaction. Despite the busy schedules and preoccupations, you are very kind enough to accept our invitation and made this webinar more informative and worth participating by all our guests. Also, our profound thanks to our Vice Chairman, Sri L. Prasad Reddy sir, President G. Srinivas Reddy sir, and our Principal, Dr. K. Apparao sir, for giving their fullest support to conduct this webinar with more enthusiasm. Also, our sincere thanks to the conveners and their team members, technical branch staff members, and all participants for making this webinar a grand success. Once again, thank you one and all, sir. Thanks for your time, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Nice,
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, all.
We'll be in touch with you, ma'am. Madam.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Senthil Kumar, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.